And Suzy, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Fred. I really appreciate this. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning to share math and movement and many different activities and strategies that you can either incorporate in your classroom or in your online work or with parents for supporting children. So the first thing I'd like to share is that I'd like everyone to have a copy of my new book. This is the Math and Movement Training Manual. And if you look in the chat box right now, there is a sign-up form that gives you the information to have a copy of the book. And also there's the PowerPoint presentation from today, which has a number of different videos in it. And it will make it really easy for you to incorporate these activities with your students or to share them with parents to work with their children. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. Let's see, Fred, I think you have to do something.
You should now be able to, Suzy. Give it a shot now.
All righty. Okay, so this presentation is melding movement into disciplinary instruction. So this is a follow-up session from the session that we did a week ago, which was an introduction to math and movement. So the goal for today is for you to have many different strategies that you can use right away with your students. So this is a copy of the book. In the chat box, I put the link, and before the end of the session, I'm also going to put the link again so that you can have it. I want you all to have this book, and what we're going to be doing is going through a number of the different movements that are from this book. Just a little bit about me. My goal is to help all students be on grade level with both math and reading, and the way to accomplish this is to add kinesthetic activities, movement-based learning into your regular instruction. A couple ideas about this is students can only last so long before their brain starts to feel fuzzy. So if you include movement in the learning, they can last longer. They can have enough stamina so that they can practice enough so that they can be competent. So I'm the founder and CEO of Math and Movement. I started this program about 10 years ago. We're a national, actually international organization. I actually was on a training yesterday and had someone call in from India. So we're loving this outreach through webinars because it just broadens our reach. So our main goal, though, because we are a New York-based organization, our main goal is to support students in New York State. I'm also the founding board member of the National Math Foundation. This is a nonprofit. If you like any of the work that we do, contact us for grants that we go through the National Math Foundation to help us find secure grant money for teachers. So in general, what Math and Movement is a multisensory kinesthetic approach. It includes physical exercise, stretching, cross-body movements, yoga, and floor mats. So this picture here is an example of a floor mat. This is a students learning one-to-one correspondence, building their number sense, and adding and subtracting numbers. It can be used for rounding. It's actually a session that we could spend a whole hour on all the great things you could do on a giant 100-number grid. And if you're interested in a session like that, please let Fred know and he can communicate with me about that. So I'd like to show this video. So this is sort of a quick summary of Math and Movement. You're going to see some of the different movements that we do. You'll hear from students, which is great to have student testimonials. You'll see me showing how to do a couple of the different movements, and then we're going to talk about those movements later. So here is this video.
I like Math and Movement because it's a way to get really active and physical shape while you also get to learn a lot of math, and it's just a fun way to learn math and express yourself.
This is jump box fours. The first thing to do is to jump with your right foot forward and your left foot back and whisper, and then switch legs and whisper 2, then jump with a straddle and whisper 3, and jump together and clap 4.
I think math and movement is a really good skill for kids that think math is like really boring. Math is funner than you think.
This is Elephant March. The first thing that you do is to put your hands straight out, clap them together, cross one over the other. Now take your thumbs and turn them up, and now turn them down, interlock your fingers, and scoop like an ice cream cone. This is our elephant's trunk, and we're going to do the elephant march. The first thing to do is to take your right foot and cross it over your left and whisper 1. Then your left foot and over your right and whisper 2. Then raise your elephant's trunk and say 3. You got it. Let's go. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30.
I mean, normally when kids count, they do it by rote and don't think about it. But somehow when they're moving their body to the left and the right at the same time, it really involves the brain.
It's a good workout and it's fun.
This is sailboat sway. The first thing that you do is lean to the right and whisper. Lean to the left and whisper. Balance yourself with your arms over your head and whisper. And clap and say 4. That's it.
12. It's really hard, and you're learning math, and you're having fun, and I love it.
So I'd like to have you put in the chat box right now any thoughts you had. I'm actually going to stop the sharing of my screen so I can see the chat box. Oh, I'd love to see your 2 beautiful girls right there watching the video. I'd like to hear from you, ladies. If you could tell the group, what did you think about that? Did that look like fun to you? Yeah? Great, great. We're on, oh, go ahead, tell me. Tell me again.
Yeah.
That looked like fun. What about it? What aspect of it did you think was fun?
How they hopscotch from number to number.
Okay, okay.
I probably like the same thing.
Okay, great. Ladies, how old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 6.
6?
I turned 10 yesterday.
And 10. Okay, so both of you, so this is nice to hear that both of your ages, 6 and 10, both of you think that that would be fun. Okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much. I hope you'll stay right with your dad for this presentation, because there's going to be a lot of fun things, a lot of good ideas that I think that you can do later on today. I see, I'm watching the chat right now. I see what Heidi put. Thank you very much. I love seeing kids' faces watching the video. Me too. Anything else? Any other thoughts about the video, or even comments about anything at this point? Anything else you want to share? Because if not, we'll just go on. And the purpose of this presentation is it to be really, really practical, so that you end up with lots of ideas. I have to confess, though, I have put so much in this PowerPoint that I'm not sure we're going to be able to get through it all. But you'll all have the PowerPoint presentation after this session, so that you will be able to have these videos to share. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I agree. It's a fun way to engage students in learning math while moving. I mean, kids sometimes think that math is boring. So let me ask Dr. Endy's children, what do you think about math, ladies?
Yeah, what do you think about math?
I like math because, well, I'm learning time, which is math, and I also like math because I know a lot of math, like pluses and minus and doubles and stuff.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I bet you got a lot of help from your mom and your dad too, which
Yeah.
really is wonderful.
Yeah, but when we were in school, sometimes when we went places, I would ask them always to ask me math questions.
Oh, that's great. I have written a lot of books and I want to send them to you so you can have some more fun with math. I'll make sure I find out from your dad what your address is so that I can send you some books, okay?
Thanks.
Good. All right. So thank you everybody for sharing. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen and I want to go through now the presentation. All right, I want to talk just a little bit about some research. This is a slide actually that I showed in the last presentation, so if you saw it last time, you'll see it again here. This is just what's great about this is that brain science has exploded because of our ability to do brain scans. So this is a study that shows students. The picture up above is students sitting quietly before a test, and below is students sitting having a 20-minute walk before a test. More color means more brain activity. So you see that the picture down below, when the students went for a walk, when they received some exercise, there was more brain activity for when they were taking the test. And I want to share about one of my favorite authors, Dr. John Medina. Here's 3 different books that he wrote: Brain Rules for Baby, and Brain Rules for Aging Well. Really great books. One of the so much information in this. I highly recommend any material by John Medina. And another famous John is Dr. John Rady, and he wrote Spark, the Revolutionary New Science of Exercise in the Brain. He's done a lot of work with ADHD and showing that exercise helps students with ADHD. So he has podcasts, he has TED Talks. Anything that Dr. John Rady has done, I have found to be tremendously helpful. Here's a quote that John Rady said, that exercise is like miracle grow for the brain. And you may have heard that term in other places, but Dr. John Rady was the one to coin the term. So a little bit about the Math and Movement program. 2 parts of the program. There are active math movements, and then there are floor mats or decals. So the floor mats that we have also been turned into floor decals so that you can decorate your school hallway with decals that have printed on them math concepts, math facts, reading like Dolch sight words. There's a great video in this presentation that shows kids having a lot of fun with the Dolch sight words. This presentation is mostly going to be about active math movements. So these are the movements that we're going to be talking about today: active math movements, active math skip counting, sit-down math, tapping at the table, hallway math. And we don't have anything in today with math and yoga, but all of these are categories that are included in the book. Okay, so now I want to get into the movements and be very specific about the different movements. I thought about doing this presentation with having me be filmed doing it, but I decided that having everything in the PowerPoint presentation would be a little bit easier. I am mostly used to doing these workshops as on-site workshops, so this is going to be a little bit different, but I think you'll find that it's helpful. The Elephant March is one that you saw in the video that I just showed. I'm not going to show this video because it's really the same thing as what you already saw, But the elephant march is where you reach your hands forward, you make the elephant trunk, and following these directions right here. And I also know that I did this presentation in the last workshop, so I want to go on and do some different presentations. All right, so let's start with a presentation that's called Swaying Trees. So what we're doing when we're doing this particular movement is we're pretending that it's a windy, windy day, and we put our arms straight up in the air. We're gonna go to the left while we sway, and we count 1, and then 2, and 3, and 4. So it's a movement where we're practicing one-to-one correspondence and counting to 20. So I'd like to introduce the young lady on this film, who is my youngest daughter. Her name is Miss Sarah, and she's in a number of these different videos, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of this video, and I'm hoping that having access to this video will be helpful to you.
Here's the swaying tree move. First, what we're going to do is we're going to put our arms up like we're trees. Then we will sway to our right and whisper 1. 1. Sway to our left and whisper 2. 2. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Great. So I know you get the idea of that, and you'll have access to this video so you can do these activities with your students. All right, the next one I want to talk about is skyscraper. So skyscraper is where you stand up tall, you raise your arms up straight, and you pretend that you're a skyscraper. So how I introduce this to students is I will say, hey, have you heard of the word skyscraper? What is a skyscraper? And then I let the students tell me what a skyscraper is. And then I'll say, all right, that's great. Let's pretend that we are a skyscraper. Ready? Put your arms up high, whisper 1, clap your hands, say 2, and here is a video that I will show.
The Burj Khalifa, located in Dubai, is the tallest skyscraper in the world with 163 floors. Let's pretend we're skyscrapers and skip count to 20. First, put your arms up and whisper 1. 1. Bring it back down, clap, and shout 2. 2. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Great. So that's how you do skyscraper. All right. This next movement is called the Jaguar tummy rub. This was one that I thought would really be fun for all of us to do together. So first I'm going to explain it, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to, I want to have us all do this activity together. So this is called Jaguar tummy rub. I think this is one of my favorite movements. You're going to put your hands on your hips. You're going to cross one foot over, whisper 1, then cross the other foot over, whisper 2. Then we're going to wag our tail and whisper 3 and wag it the other way, 4, and then rub our tummy and whisper 5 and clap and say 6. So, all right, ladies, are you ready to do the Jaguar tummy rub? All right, here's what we're going to do. And all of us, and what we'll do is we'll unmute ourselves also, and we'll be able to do this movement. So, I want to make sure you can see me. Okay, you see my hands on my hips? All right, so hands on your hips. You're not going to be able to see my feet, but I want you to take one foot, cross it over, and when you do that, you're going to whisper 1. And then you're going to take your other foot and cross it over and whisper 2. And then you're going to wag your tail, and that's going to be a 3 and a 4, and rub the tummy. That's going to be a 5, and a clap and say 6. So let me show the directions again. And I also want to point out that it really doesn't matter if you start with your left foot or your right foot. The only thing that's important is that we do a cross body movement, is that we cross over. Okay, so directions are again. Hands are on your hips. We're going to cross over. When we do that, we'll cross over, whisper 1, 1. Then cross the other way, whisper 2, 2. Okay, and then we're going to wag our tail. It's going to be a 3 and a 4. Rub our tummy, 5, and clap, 6. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, I want to go 6, 12, 18. I think we'll just go to 24 because I think that will just be enough to do it. I'd like everyone to unmute yourself because we're going to be counting together and I want to hear everybody count. So if you could all unmute yourself. All right, great. And we're going to start. When you hear me say go, we're going to start. Remember, we're whispering on numbers 1 through 5. 6 is loud. Okay? All right. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Fabulous. Ladies, what do you think? Was that fun? Doing the Jaguar tummy rub?
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. I should say ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. All right, that's great. All right, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen and going through, but maybe before I do that, how is that all working for you with sharing my screen, seeing, I was just showing a little bit of the videos, but does that, did I do enough?
Yeah.
Perfect, okay, fabulous. So back to sharing the screen. Okay, good, good. Thanks for the comments. All right.
You should be good now, Susie. There you go.
All right, that's great. So this is the Jaguar tummy rub. This is the one that we just did. Crisscross for sevens is another really, really great one. I don't have a video for this, but here's the directions. And these are all handouts that are from my on-site presentation that I put in here. And then when you receive the copy of the book and you receive the email from that, all of these handouts will be linked in there as well. So you won't have to go to the PowerPoint to get them. You'll have them as a handout. So this one is crisscross sevens. What you're going to do is just, it's going to be like toe touches, crossing over, touching one foot, then the other foot, then touch your knee, touch left, right waist, and then clap to say 7. All right, so next one. Okay, this movement is called Nines Twist. This one is my absolute favorite movement of all of these, and I'm so happy that we had a video of Sarah doing this this movement. And the best thing to do is just to see Sarah do it, and I'll probably show you this now.
I have a fun activity for you all. It's called the Nines Twist. Ready? Follow me. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so the Nines Twist. I just want to talk a little bit about the Nines Twist, about how beneficial a movement like this is. Do you see how she was crossing over or touching her toes, then elbow to knee, then twisting at the waist? These are a lot of cross-body movements in here. Cross-body movements are really beneficial because they integrate the left and right hemispheres of the brain. She's adding the counting with the cross-body movements. It's great for one-to-one correspondence, and then also we're emphasizing the multiples, so that is just naturally follows that students become solid with the multiples. So this is a movement. The reason why I love this movement so much is when I was writing the book, the Math and Movement Training Manual, I had a brain freeze. I just couldn't think anymore. I stood up, I did the Nines Twist. By the time I got to about count 20.27 in there, my brain unfroze And I was able to, when I was done with this, sit down and just type for a long period of time. So I just think the nines twist is great. I would show this video with your students. I would practice it. I would have your students do it, but I would have you, encourage you to do the nines twist just for your own brain health. And if anyone has comments as we go through this, please put them in the chat box, and Fred will share them with me. Okay, so sit down math. So now we're switching over to a different category of movements. And these are movements that are so great for either in the classroom, but also for sharing with your parents of other ideas that they can do. If it's in classroom, maybe you're sitting on the rug in the classroom. Here's another idea. Picture car rides. Car rides can be sometimes painful for parents. If you're a parent, you know. I'm a parent, I know. And so what if you share with your parents to occupy the students with doing some of these sit-down math activities while they're driving in the car. So the book has many, many different activities for sit-down math, and they can do them in the car. They can do them at the dinner table while at home, or sitting on the floor at home. All right, I want to show, explain Jack in the Box. This is one of my favorite sit-down math activities. What if you're sitting on the floor? You're pretending that you're a Jack in the Box. You go into your Jack in the Box and whisper 1, and then you pop out of your box and clap your hands and say 2, and then continue on to 20. I also want to make a point, though, that you can count forwards and backwards, and you can start on different numbers. So here's another sit-down math activity. This is called gorilla leg lifts, and I guess I had myself on film with this, so let me show you my video.
This is the gorilla leg lift movement. The first thing to do is to put your hands at your sides, whisper 1, then lift one leg, whisper 2, lift the other leg, whisper 3, clap your hands and say 4. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Great. So you get that. So you get the idea of the gorilla leg lifts. Okay, next movement that we're going to do is sailboat sway. And the good news about this particular movement is the video showed us starting to do sailboat sway. So you can see you sit with your the soles of your feet together, and you put your hands on the ankles of your feet. You lean in one direction, whisper 1. Lean in the other direction, whisper 2. Balance yourself with this. You put your hands over your head to balance yourself like a sail. That's the 3. Clap 4. So that is the sailboat sway movement. All right, crisscross applesauce for 8s. This one is great because what you do is you sit crisscross applesauce on the floor, and you put your hand in front of you on the floor, crossing over 1, 2. Then you touch your knees. That's going to be a 3, 4. Then you touch your waist. That's a 5, 6. You cross across your body. That's the 7 beat. You clap and say 8. All right, tapping at the table. And this is a picture of doing tapping at the table. I would like to point out that this young lady right here is Sarah, who's my youngest, and she's the one that you saw the video of. And here she was in 1st grade when I first started to develop this program. So here's Sarah with her friend Andrew, and they're doing tapping at the table with their desk. They're taking one hand, crossing it over, touching the top of their desk, whisper 1, then the other hand cross over the other side of the desk, whisper 2, taking their hands, crossing it across their chest. That's the 3 beat, and clapping 4. And the next slide has the directions, and it looks like you can see me doing this. I guess we'll show it.
This movement is called crisscross fours. What I'd like you to do is to cross over and whisper 1, then cross the other way, whisper 2. Cross your hands across your chest, whisper 3, clap and say 4. 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so that is crisscross fours. Macarena for 9s. Let's do this movement. So let's all come together now and do Macarena for 9s. So you know how the Macarena goes, and I think we can do this all. We can all do this sitting down. So you know how it goes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, did I have that wrong? Show me. I think I did that wrong, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we got it. All right, let's just go to 18. Ready? I want you all to unmute yourself. All right, and now so you can see that what's nice about these movements is that you can do them sitting down, you can do them standing up. I see the Endy household is standing up. I see some of you standing up and some of you are sitting down. I think either way works. All right, we're gonna go from 1 to 18. Ready, set, go.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10,
11,
12, 13,
14,
15,
16, 17, 18.
Fabulous. Fabulous. See how fun that is? I mean, so what's nice about this is you can take movements that you already know about and already doing and add the counting to it. And the other great thing is for partnering with your physical education teachers, they know about movements that strengthen the body, strengthen the core, strengthen different parts of the body. So talk with your PE teachers and say, hey, I'm looking for movements that will strengthen the core of my students. What would you suggest? And it's just a great partnership between classroom teachers and physical education teachers. All right, fabulous. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen now. And sorry, yep. All right, Macarena for 9s is what we just did. A little bit about hallway math. So here's really what's really fun with hallway math. You can have miniature rockets in the hallway with you doing the movements. I'm going to show some slides for airplane, race car, bunny hop, and cat scratch. And then again, I want to emphasize though, these are hallway math activities, but they can do, you don't have to do them as transitioning activities. You can do them standing up. There's so much great flexibility with all of these movements. So airplane, so let me show the video.
This is the hallway math movement airplane. What you do is to put your hands out straight, whisper 1, and then do the universal sign language for a clap and whisper 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Great. And so the nice part about these activities also is the way you can extend it. So that particular one was hallway math for 2s. In the book, you'll have an extension for hallway math for 3s, 4s, and other movements for hallway math. All right, race car driver is really fun. What you want to do is to pretend that you are a race car driver and you're going to put your hands on the steering wheel. You're going to turn in one direction. You'll whisper 1. Clap your hands or do the universal sign language for 2, and then steer the other way for 3. Let me actually show you this one too, because this is a really fun movement. All right, so race car, you're going to put your hands on the steering wheel. You're going to go in one direction, whisper one, and then we'll pretend it's not hallway math. We'll clap for 2, 2, and then we're still the other way. 3, clap, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Great. So that's an example of that. If you want to do it for a different number, you can modify it. So let's do this same movement for 3s. And what we're going to do is to steer in one direction, we'll say 1, steer in the other direction, 2, and then we'll honk the horn. That's going to be our 3. So the movement will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. Yeah. So much fun. Okay, so since the next couple of movements that are coming, one is bunny hop. So bunny hop, you make bunny ears, and you're going to do 1, 2, and then you jump 3, 4, 5, jump 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can have your students hop around their house doing bunny hop. So here's another one, cat scratch is one where you're going to make cat claws, and you're going to cross over and scratch 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if it's not hallway math and you want to do a clap, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. So think about all the great times that you're reading stories and there's characters. The characters have animals in it. So maybe you're doing a movement, you're reading something about a dinosaur. You can all of a sudden become the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you've got your claws right here, and you could do a movement for 5s where you cross over and say 1, 2, and then you stomp 1 foot, 3, 4, 5. So see how like imaginative and fun you can make these, thinking about whatever it is that you're teaching and integrating it right into what you're teaching. Remembering all the time that students' brains can only last so long, and they need to have movement to energize them. So why not energize them with this form of whisper loud counting? Because you have the great advantage of practicing the one-to-one correspondence, developing the fluency, practicing the multiples. We want all students to enter 3rd grade being solid with skip counting. If every 3rd grade, beginning of your 3rd grade student can count 7, 14, 21, 28, like that, the 3rd grade teacher can easily transfer that over to multiplication. They'll have it by the end of 3rd grade, which I'm sad to say is not happening right now for many students. And it puts a strain on the 4th and 5th grade and beyond teachers that is enormous. So starting at pre-K, let's start doing these types of movements regularly, all through imagination and pretend and fun, and have the students be so solid with their number sense and their skip counting, with all having the same focus of end of year 2nd grade being solid with the skip counting. And this is a partnership. This is a partnership between classroom teachers, physical education teachers, any other teachers. Let's say you teach art. Why not do one of these movements while we're waiting for something to be passed out? Or, you know, there are 30-second snippets of times that we have that we can incorporate these. If you're a classroom teacher and you have walked to music class and the music class teacher's not quite ready for you, you have 30 seconds waiting in the hallway. Do one of these math activities. It's just a good way to fill the time with the crossbody movements and all the wonderful benefits of it. All right, let's go back to sharing my screen. And I showed you a bunch of these movements now, so I'm just going to move ahead. So race car I showed you, bunny hop I showed you, cat scratch I showed you. This I want to share. This is a brand new book that is coming out very soon. It's called The ABCs of Math and Movement, Fun with Skip Counting by 2s. My intention is to also write it for other multiples. The next one, Fun with Skip Counting by 3s. What my goal is with the book is to give a little bit of information, a scientific fact or something that is interesting. So for example, did you know that an alligator can jump up 6 feet to catch whatever it is they're catching? The bird, you know, the whatever it is. Let's just hope it's not us, right? So this is the first page of the book, and then we have videos that we've created for this also. So here's an example.
An alligator can jump up and catch other animals for dinner. Did you know an alligator can jump up to 6 feet in the air? How can we skip count like an alligator? Let's make alligator jaws with our hands. Extend our arms straight out in front of us, palms touching. Open wide and whisper 1. 1. Then snap your jaws closed and shout 2. 2. Let's skip count by 2s like an alligator. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Great. So that's a sample of that video. And another page is the koala. That koalas love to eat, sleep, and climb trees. Let's pretend that we can be koalas. And then there's, again, there's a video about the koala. And then here's another sample of this, monkeys. Scientists have observed that female monkeys teaching their young how to floss their teeth. So let's pretend we're a monkey and we're flossing our teeth. So here's a little bit of this video.
Did you know that scientists have observed female monkeys teaching their young how to floss? Let's pretend we're monkeys and skip count to 20 as we floss our teeth. Start by whispering 1 as you reach for your floss. 1. Then shout 2 as you floss your teeth. 2. Are you ready to skip count to 20 with me? Ready, begin. 1, 2, 4, 6.
Okay, and now I just want to share just a little bit of general information about Math and Movement. I wanted to share that we actually have a sponsor for 2 Math and Movement Family Engagement Nights for the Putnam, Northern Westchester region school districts. So if you think your school might be interested in having us come to your school to put on one of these family fun nights, we come in with all the materials, we train teachers, and then parents and children come. Let us know, because we do have grants for 2 of these family fun nights. And then other things we do are learning hallways and a number of different workshops, a big variety of different workshops. This is the video for the family fun night. I'm going to just show this to you because I think we have enough time.
You have a straight back and you put your arms at your side.
This is a family fun night, and this is a way for parents to come with their children to have physical activity and learn basic concepts. You can have them stand on one number, throw the die, add the number to that. We have volunteers come, they're often teachers or parents. We train them in how to run the different stations, and then the parents and the children go from station to station doing the different activities.
It's been an amazing program. I love that it's supplemental to our core curriculum and then spreads out from a cross-curricular standpoint. It's a really nice springboard, and it really seems to support our Math and Focus series in a way that kind of gets kids tired out at the same time.
I liked Math and Movement because there's fun games. There's like hopscotch, and it like helps you learn.
Kind of helps them to get moving, their body's moving, and at the same time their brains, and sometimes kids learn differently by moving instead of just doing it on paper. So it works really well.
There is an activity guide that the parents can follow. There are questions that the students are asked in the activity guide. They could either do the activity guide, or the kids can just jump on the mats to get the exercise.
this particular event is sponsored by Turner Construction. They wanted to give back to Schenectady. Banks, attorneys' offices, doctors' offices, dentists, they've all sponsored family fun nights. Any school that's interested in a family fun night, we almost always can get a sponsor.
I think it's creative, colorful, and fun. The kids are going to love this. I wish we had them in the classroom every day.
We know that the Common Core has two parts to it, fluency and deep understanding, and this kind of connects both of those, but it really strengthens their fluency understanding.
Generally, children have sedentary lifestyles. They're not playing outside like they used to. This gets them up and moving. They retain information significantly faster than the sit down, stay still approach. So I only wanted to share that video because this is what we have a grant for your region. And so if you're interested in the Family Fun Night, let us know, because that's what we have the grant for. I'm not going to have time to show these next two videos, but it is going to be in the PowerPoint. I think they're great videos. This is about the sensory pathways. And this is just a little more information about different things that we can do. We have been creating positive affirmation floor decals. They can go on computers. You can decorate bathrooms with positive affirmations. And then we can also do things with stair risers. We have quite a bit of online training. And again, this is the book. I want to end just a little bit early because I want to have some feedback from you. I really would like to know if this has been helpful, and you know, anything that I just would like some feedback right now about what you're thinking, or if you have questions about any of the content that we have covered. And then what I want to do is, if you have not signed up for the book, the Math and Movement Training Manual, that link I just put in there. Oh, I did it wrong though. Let me fix that. Okay, so here's the link that I put in for everyone. That's where you go. You just click on that link. You enter your information. You'll receive the email that has information about the book and other free resources, and the PowerPoint will be linked to that email also. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. Good. Okay, and so the book has all of these different movements that I've shared today and more. Could you give me some feedback about the book, The ABCs of Math and Movement, and those videos? This is actually the first time that I've presented about that information. Do you think that having a copy of that book and the corresponding videos that go with it would be helpful? Would you like us to create more videos like that? Yes, the question is, family fun nights in other areas besides New York? The answer is yes, we do. We have consultants all over the country, not all over, but in many different places. So just let us know where you are and we can see whether we have a consultant. Okay, so yes, yes, you would like us to create additional videos for more books, like this ABCs books. Is that helpful? Okay, and so now a question Jennifer is asking about high school. Jennifer, with high school, I would definitely add movements like the nines twist for your high school students. They need movement desperately. They're, you know how they are, they're just doing this all the time. We've got to get the high school students to do some cross body movements. I have found that high school students really like this. an example of it is I have a huge giant grid that's 8 feet by 8 feet. That is the unit circle, and I had high school students on that learning sine, cosine for different common angles around the unit circle. They loved it. And they said, they all got A's, but they said, I never really understood it. I got an A, but I never really understood it until they physically moved on the mat. So these I know that there was, it may have seemed that this was more elementary, but we've been really successful with middle and high school as well. Okay, yes, and the ABC is just about ready to be out. Let me put my email in there. I want you all to have my email so you can be free to email me. So it is SuzyKoontz@gmail.com. So SuzyKoontz@gmail.com is my email. So definitely feel free to email me. Email me about anything that would be helpful to you. Our goal, especially over these next 2 months, is to, it's always to be supportive of teachers, but with this crazy time, we're really committed to being supportive in any way that we can to classroom teachers.
So thank you, Suzy. I want to thank you for a great presentation. I know I got some great movement out of it. Both of my kids certainly did. So thanks for that. And what I'm going to post in the chat, so Suzy's given her email. I've shared my email as well. If you're interested in more details around math and movement, feel free to reach out to Suzy or to me. And what you're also getting in the chat, that link that I just posted, links to our professional learning on the go sessions over the course of this week. You know, these sessions, as we mentioned at the start, are designed to help you, you know, as you're working through your day and have an opportunity for a brain break to explore different topics and ideas, right? And so we hope that you'll enjoy all the sessions that we provide and offer. So we want to thank you very much for being here, and have a great rest of the day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for spending your time today. We really appreciate it.
We're awake now.
That's great. Yeah, and definitely, you know, definitely put your information in, and I'll put that in one more time, the link, so that make sure that everyone can get the copy of the book and the PowerPoint. That's the link that you put your information in. Email me if for any reason that's not working. Just go ahead and email me. All right, everyone. Thank you very much, and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.